Welcome back. It is Wednesday, June 21st, and the MLB. Our three favorite picks are on the way. It's Austin joined by Logan. Let's recap yesterday. A 1-1 day, losing a little bit of juice. My pick, which was the White Sox plus 2.5 in the first five, and the over 2.5 first five, it was sweat free. The White Sox ended up winning it outright. All the pivots cashed per usual, and we'll take that. Logan had the Pirates money line. They did not show up, but I bet you they show up today. Now, let's talk about our favorite picks, though. First and foremost, let's hopefully continue this little 5-1 run that we are on. Now, I've been doing an exclusive in our Dub Club and to our COS All-Stars, a little bit of a hit streak challenge. We did cash day one yesterday. I put that ticket up on the screen. Now, for everyone, I'm posting a sleeper ticket, which is the one to the right of my face. And hey, that cashed as well. So if you ever wanted to sign up for Sleeper is a great place if you're not in a betting state where you have DraftKings and the FanDuels of the world. They have all the different hit streak challenges that you can do. So as you can see, we bet 4 people to get a hit. Luis Robert did not play, so he voided. So if you want to set up for Sleeper, make sure you use code COS. Top link in the description. You get 100% deposit match up to $100. I'll have a Sleeper entry later on today. We'll be on my Twitter. Probably 4 or 5 players to get a hit, and it'll probably be posted early since we have a lot of early games on today. And that segues quickly into our picks because if you got to get these locked in early, and I'm going to start with mine. And if we're going to go to another first five same game parlay, let's talk about it. We're taking Nationals plus 3.5 in the first five and the over 3.5 in the first five, minus 120 on FanDuel. Now, before I talk about exactly how you place this one, I've been seeing a lot of some comments, people saying, we're trying to juice down lines and make it, make things easier, and that these are fake picks. These are reasonable people are tailing them, and they're making a lot of money on them. And I've given out tons and tons of pivots, and every single pivot has cashed so far, knock on wood. So you should have been able to make a lot of money regardless of the analysis of this pick or the exact pick. I'm giving out a bunch of different stats exactly why I like this specific pick. So do whatever you want with it. Now, if you're on FanDuel, which surprisingly in Canada, FanDuel does not have the alternate lines. I have no idea why, but you would go to FanDuel, go to your first 5 innings tab, and you would take the first 5 alternate run lines and the alternate team overruns that you see on the screen. Now, for some pivots, my 2 favorite pivots today will be the Nationals team total over 1.5 in the first 5. That's a DraftKings bet. And then you could also take the over regular 4.5 in the first 5 if you want to. I think that's a little bit juice, but I think they score some runs today. Now, let's talk about these 2 pitchers and why I like the Nats plus 3.5, which is obviously a pretty big wiggle room than their normal line, which is about plus a half. But Miles Mikolas is going to start for the Cardinals, and look at him so far this year, 4.36 ERA and a 1.36 WHIP. He's allowing a 287 batting average. He hasn't been too good. You look at his percentiles, 4th percentile in expected batting average, 4th percentile in whiff percentage, 13th percentile in K percentage. So Mikolas, while he hasn't been giving up a lot of home runs, I think only 9 allowed this season, he's normally a guy that Logan likes to say death by 1,000 paper cuts. So this is a guy that's been giving up a ton of hits, and that kind of plays right into the wheelhouse of this Nationals team. They're not a team that hits a lot of home runs. They're going to be near the bottom of the league in terms of home runs when it's all said and done. But this is a team that when they get their hits and the offense is clicking on all cylinders, it's a lot of singles, doubles, those extra base hits. They kind of put up a hit parade. And Mikolas is one of those guys that has been giving that up. And you look at his last 3 starts, all in June, he's allowed 2, 5, and 6 earned runs, allowing 10, 7, and 8 hits. You look at the Washington Nationals, 9th in batting average and balls in play in the league at 307. So Mikolas, the guy that's not striking out guys and giving up a lot of hits, this plays well into the Nationals team that they have 47 plate appearances versus Mikolas, a 341 batting average, and only a 17% strikeout percentage. So I think the Nationals, a team that's lost 5 in a row, they're trying to avoid back-to-back sweeps here. I think they come out here and put up a fight. They lost 9-3 yesterday, and people are finally starting to trust the Cardinals. Right? All right, the Cardinals are getting back to where we thought they would be at the beginning of the year. I think that's a team that the Nationals at least get up some run support. And realistically, they could stink and lose by 3 runs in the first 5, and we could still cash this bet, which is why I like these, alternate same-game parlays. But let's talk about Trevor Williams real quick, who's going to start for the Nats. 4.5 ERA, 1.41 WHIP. He hasn't been too great. 271 batting average. He cost us our no-one first inning last start. Granted, Sandy gave up the Nerfy as well, but his last start was 5 earned runs versus the Miami Marlins. I expect him to be a little bit better today, and you look at his percentiles, 18th in expected batting average, 9th in whiff percentage, 17th in K percentage, but what you do like is 62nd in hard hit percentage. So if he can limit those, hard hits from this Cardinals lineup and make the Cardinals into a team that has to get singles consistently, I like our chances here. And while I'm not saying Trevor's going to shut down this Cardinals lineup, honestly, we don't really want that. We would rather him give up a couple runs here. I do think that the Nats will be able to score Mikolas, and the Cardinals will probably be able to score some on Williams, but probably not 5 earned runs, hopefully. And we look at in this series, you look at the Nats 3 for 14 with runners in scoring position, while the Cardinals are 7 for 17. I think that evens out a little bit today. I really like this one. I love these same game parlays. We found a very good rhythm with them. We're 5-0 on them so far, which is why I'm back in the Octopus shirt, as I have yet to lose with the Octopus shirt on. But I think this is a good one. I think we could win this one. Maybe the Cardinals win the first 5 4-1. We still cash here. Maybe the Nats score like 4+ runs on Mikolas list, we're probably going to cash more often than not. I really like this one. Let's move to 6-0. Let's see if the Octopus shirt can stay undefeated. But Logan, it's your turn. You don't have the Octopus on because you lost yesterday. You are not worthy. But what you got for the people today?
Yeah, no, it wasn't a Pirates life for me yesterday, but that's okay. We got a money line today for my first pick. We're going to a really good divisional series. We're going to the Phillies versus Braves game, and I'm taking the Phillies money line minus 120 odds on BetMGM's currently your best value for this one. Now, you've got Aaron Nola starting for the Phillies today, 4.66 ERA and a 1.1 WHIP. Look, I think Aaron Nola is one of those positive regression candidates. I mean, his expected ERA is 3.65. He always seems to have that one inning where he just forgets how to pitch, and that's where all of his runs usually come. He was shelled. If you look at his last start, he was shelled by the Dodgers, giving up 6 earned runs to the Dodgers in Philadelphia. I think this is, even though it is a tough matchup today, this is a really good bounce back opportunity because Nola is facing the Braves, third in average and first in OPS on the road. But look at the lines in this game, right? Atlanta's team total is only sitting at 4 today, something the Squares will absolutely eat up because they pushed it yesterday. They got 4 right on the dot yesterday, but they've went over this total in 8 out of their last 9 games. I mean, the reason the fact that the books are setting this team total low, I think they're finally saying, yeah, Noah's going to come out and pitch pretty well against even a really good Braves offense. The question of this one is, can the Phillies bats get up runs on A.J. Smith-Shawver? And I think they can. He's coming in with a 2.03 ERA and a 0.98 WHIP. I think those numbers are a little bit deceiving because there's not a big sample size for him. Like, if you look at the baseball StatCast stuff, he hasn't even pitched long enough for them to really figure out his numbers and his percentiles. What I do know, though, the Phillies 12th in batting average, 15th in OPS at home. So they're better than half. They're better than average at home in terms of offense. And what I also know is the Phillies love to put runners in scoring position. Yesterday, 1 for 12 runners in scoring position. Now that feels like I bet them yesterday. I didn't, but it feels like that because I swear I've had terrible luck with teams with runners in scoring position. They can't bring them home. But today, I just have confidence in the Phillies to be able to do it because it's one of those law of averages things. Like, you can't just suck forever with runners in scoring position. I promise that. The opportunities will be there against Smith-Shawver today. Can they convert them? I do think so. Philadelphia 21st in bullpen ERA, Atlanta 7th in bullpen ERA. You look at that, there is a discrepancy there for sure. But the line just doesn't look right. If you're, Braves plus money, I mean, come on, man. That's a wake up and just, bet that and not even think twice about it. I'm optimistic this will be a bounce back spot for Aaron Nola. And at home, the fact that this is in Philly is giving me a lot of confidence in this one, and I'm expecting him to get some run support. So I do like the Phillies on the money line as my first pick. But we'll also touch on I liked that one. Couldn't decide if I liked this one more, so I have to play them both. We're going to the Mariners versus Yankees game, and I'm taking the Mariners minus 1.5 on the run line. Plus 102 odds on FanDuel is currently your best value. Now, whenever I see the Yankees as a plus 150 home underdog, I have to do a little bit of line reading because you just don't see teams like that at home, at crazy underdog values. And it's not like the Mariners are a juggernaut either. It's not like the Mariners are the Astros or Dodgers or any team that really deserves this heavy favorite tag. Mariners are a team below 500 with a 5-game record worse than the Yankees. It's clear to me that the books have no respect for the Yankees today, and I have to kind of ride that trend because everybody and their mother is taking Yankees for value. And in baseball, sometimes when you bet just based on value alone, it doesn't really work out. You got Brito starting for the Yankees today, 5.58 ERA and a 1.49 WHIP. Those numbers are bad. They're just bad. And he's making his first start in a month. Will the rust be a factor for him today? I think so. Look at his StatCast numbers. They're terrible. 14th percentile in K percentage, 26th percentile in walk percentage, 15th percentile in whiff percentage. Against Seattle, the put-away pitches are the most important factor. I just mentioned he's not striking people out. He is walking people. And why do I say against Seattle specifically? Because Seattle's weakness, and the thing that makes me always hesitant to pick them, is the fact that Seattle is 29th in strikeouts. And I mean, that's hard to trust. But Seattle is hitting 276 in their last 3 road games. I do expect them to be able to hit Brito today and giving me a good output there. But Austin, who's starting for the Mariners today? Let's finish out this pick.
Yeah, so I really like this one. This is kind of one that we collaborated on, and no, normally I don't want to go with. Yeah, I let Logan pick his own pick, but this was one we really liked, and I'm going to talk about Luis Castillo, who's going to start for the Mariners. He's been really good for him this year. 2.73 ERA and a 1.02 WHIP. You love to see a WHIP right at one, and this is a Yankees offense that is been very wishy-washy, especially with Aaron Judge out. This is a team that doesn't have a lot of reliable hitters that are consistently getting on base. And you look at his career versus the Yankees, 2.36 ERA and a 1.05 WHIP, a little bit better than he's done this year, and he's been really good for him this year. And even though you saw the Yankees win yesterday, it wasn't like it was a dominant showing. It was like 3-1 game. They're only hitting 181 in their last three. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think the Yankees are going to be in a little bit of a tough spot here against Castillo. They're going to have to generate some runs against one of the better pitchers this year, and I think the Mariners are going to give them some run support. And at the end of the day, both these two bullpens are very good. There's a reason this over-under, sitting around 7.5, because the bullpen, you look at Yankees first in bullpen ERA, Mariners are fifth. So these are two offenses that, if they can get a lead going into the bullpen after Castillo comes out, I think the Mariners can at least hold that lead for him. There's also a team that's batting on the road. We always talk about it's kind of hard to cover, the 1.5 when they're at home, but you're going to get guaranteed nine innings out of the Mariners for hitting. So maybe they need that cover run in the 8th or 9th. They could also get that done there. And I think Burrito's going to give up some runs. Castillo should be able to, keep it at bay. And I think we get the Mariners on the -1.5 on the road. I don't think a lot of people will be on them, but +102, I like it. A little bit of plus value. I imagine that closes probably around -110. So get it while it's hot. But Logan, those are our 3 favorite picks of the day. There might be a 4th pick in the whims. Maybe we'll do a 4th. It'll be in the pinned comment, so go check it out. It will be in the pinned comment. We're just waiting on lineup, so lineup should come out pretty early today since we had so many early games on. We had a lot of games starting at 12 to 1 p.m. So lineup should be live around 10. Maybe we'll add a 4th play. It'll be in the pinned comment section down below. We'll also have a long shot hit parlay on our Twitter, and if you want to join and see day 2 of our exclusive ladder, or a little hit streak, it's in our Dub Club. It's also a YouTube COS All-Star perk just for all our paid members. A little bit of token of appreciation. We know when it's just MLB, the dog days of summer, we need something to spice up our lives, and this is a one way to do it. But Logan, let's bring out the brooms tomorrow. We will see you guys back again for some more picks. Let's continue our 5-1 run, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.